Welcome back everyone to another episode of ShadeTV. My name is Marissa Hill and today we'll be covering a collaboration done with New Balance and KITH. This is the first time I will be covering the New Balance 1700 silhouette, and this is in the Rococco Red colorway. Let's take a quick sneak peek. Welcome back everyone to another unboxing and review. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome in. Today we'll be covering a collaboration with KITH and New Balance. This isn't the first KITH collaboration we've seen with New Balance. I've done so many on the channel already, but this one was really exciting because I do not own actually this tone of red in any of my New Balance silhouettes. So we'll go through the overview of these, jump into size and fit, followed by how I styled this beautiful pop of red. Then we'll conclude with how well these are currently doing on the resale market. Let's jump right into it. So for those of you who actually have been kind of following New Balance and the 550 craze, for you Swifties out there, what's crazy is this is another great, I feel like, Kansas City Chiefs colorway. So maybe we may see Taylor in these next. Who knows? These were pretty difficult to get though. If you've been following the new grand opening or store opening of the store in Canada, based in Toronto, KITH has expanded. I feel like they've been expanding honestly everywhere, but Ronnie has expanded into the Canadian market and opened up a store in Toronto. And to celebrate that store opening, decided to do a collaboration with New Balance with two different colorways. So this Rococco Red and the white and red tone, which was called the Marshmallow. So I opted to go for this tone. I felt like it was more along the lines of something that I liked a bit better. Color blocking wise, it was a bit more difficult to get compared to the Marshmallow. I think that there were a lot more still available actually the day that these actually released. This sold out pretty quickly. As far as whether or not it's made in the USA, this is actually not, but still pretty good quality on these. Again, this is my first time reviewing a 1700, so I wasn't really sure about sizing and how this would fit, but I will say that they did a great job with the quality on the suede on the front. This is a really good red tone. I feel like this is the perfect red hue for the fall. If you've been keeping up with some of the fashion trends coming up for the fall and winter season, red is definitely going to be one of those top trending colorways that you're going to be seeing a lot of different stores dropping, and even just doing subtle accents of red is something you'll be seeing as well. So as far as the upper, it's completely covered in that red tone, and then I've got red laces with a red tongue, and again the 1700 New Balance is also embroidered in this metallic red colorway, keeping it pretty simple and monochromatic for the upper. As far as laces go, you do get two additional options, so white and a cream. I actually think I'm going to be swapping these for the cream colorway just to give it a little bit of a different tone and hue for the upper, though I do like how monochromatic and clean it looks with the red laces, but I think I just want to give it a little bit of some accents of this cream tone to match that midsole. All right, so let's take a look at those details, then move along to the side panels. far as the side panels go, we've got the same red tone hitting the lateral and medial side paneling, and then the New Balance is in red and outlined in this beautifully embroidered white color scheme, and then around that it is embroidered in red. As we wrap around to the back, we're getting kind of a darker, deeper berry tone for the back. We've got KITH on one side. Actually, we've got KITH on both sides, embroidered nicely on what looks like some 3M reflective material here. Really hits the light quite nicely. And then we've got 1700 on the lateral side of the sneaker, and then on the interior it is fully covered in red, and then New Balance and KISS logo are in white. The sneaker is then completed with this nice aged off-white tone for the midsole, and then we've got kind of some subtle accents for the branding of the Absorb technology in here on the bottom, and that same red tone for the back of the heel with Absorb on there as well. The sneaker is completed with a black, red, and white outsole, and of course we have that Absorb technology in there as well as the Endurance technology. All right, so let's take a look at those last and final details. As far as size and fit goes, I would say it's a true size in this one. If you do have flatter, wider feet, that could differentiate from my own just because we have different types of feet. All right, so let's talk about styling. So again, super excited to have a new red New Balance in my collection just because this is something I'm gonna be wearing a lot for the fall and winter season. For the first look, I decided to go pretty monochromatic with this button-down long sleeve shirt in cream with some matching cream pants for a monochromatic look, really making this sneaker the standout piece.
Clear the noise, then I hear your voice again. Take my phone from my hands. I don't want it anymore, cause it's not giving my soul no advantage. I need you to make me whole, cause when I'm feeling this radio silence, attention undivided. Let me know there's more than what's been coming through my eyelids. Look at the reflection.
And then for the second look, I decided to wear a gray button-down sleeveless blazer with a matching mini skirt, again for a monochromatic fill, but making the sneaker more of the pop out, stand out piece.
Just push it to the side, need a quiet radio static, breaking bad habits. Living in your love don't mean I fake a bad average, but I know it's better to surrender my status, cause fair weather tends to get me so distracted. Radio silence, place in my mind in spaces it shouldn't be. You break through the lies, keep turning my eyes to the face.
And then for the last and final look, I went with a nice, simple, toned down, kind of camel toned suede dress to kind of match the suede material of the sneaker, and that had some nice gold embellishments for the buttons, or I guess snaps on that dress.
I need it, you kill the static. Clear the noise, then I hear your voice again. Switch plans up, new stanza. You already knew what the plan was. Break through my coverage canceled. Hanging by a thread, I'ma lift my hands up. I don't wanna give you part of life and keep the rest for me. Hearing what you tell me, can't get lost inside the messaging.
Hop up in that plane, maybe we could spend a day somewhere in the world where it's you and just me. Where it's you and just me. And shawty, won't you come my way? Got a lot of things that I'm wanting to say. Listen, baby girl, won't you come my way? I heard she hail from Jamaica, love at the maker, queen in the natural. Got gold and purple like a Laker. I just wanna take her everywhere she wanna go. And baby, you can pick it on the atlas. I ain't about to talk about that action. Let's take a one-way trip, girl, what's happening? I just wanna see you smiling and laughing. Yeah, yeah. And the cares of the world really don't find me. Long as my girl stay close around me. Baby, hold me down, never leave me lonely. And I know what you like. We gon' catch a vibe. Hold my hand and hold it tight. Hold it tight. Tell me as you riding, tell me as you vibing, tell me where you starting.
All right, now let's jump into how these are doing on the resale market. So these retailed at $180. They're currently going around $200 to $300. Again, this colorway was a little bit more difficult to be able to cop compared to the Marshmallow tone, but congrats again to anybody who got these. As far as the influence goes as well, this was basically to emulate the colors of the Canadian flag. Ronnie definitely nailed it with both this red tone and the Marshmallow toned colorway. All right, everyone, that is it for this unboxing and review. If you joined us for the first time, thank you so much. My name is Marissa Hill. This is ShadeTV. We will catch you all next episode.
Be a diamond, the one that you can find in. Give you time and a